We are here for the last week of Handmade for the holidays. Um, and I'm super excited. I have a bunch of stuff right off to the side here that I'm going to share with you in a minute. But I'm going to wait a minute for folks to join. And I'm just going to check all the settings and make sure we're streaming everywhere. We are, yay. And I can see the chat and all as well. If you're here live, please say hi so I can chat with you. I'm very excited for tonight. Tonight is going to be fun. Probably, probably you've seen this before, but it's just a really fun projects that are easy to do that you can make and gift for people. Hi, Mom. How are you? I have a stack of goodies right here on the side. I'm going to show you in a minute all the goodness. I know you guys know, but it's getting so close. And I got the final one in the mail today, and I'm just really excited. So if you're here live, say hi so we can chat, so I can say hi to you. And yeah, I'm going to wait a minute and just hang out while we're waiting for some friends to join. How are you doing today, Mom? What's going on with you? I wanted to call you earlier because I had an idea for you, but we could talk about it later. This is shaking a little bit. So yeah, tonight we're going to, you probably know from the supply list, but it's always fun to do. And yeah, sorry. I'm going to have to do this tomorrow. Moved all my living room craft to family room. Big job taking the dream box apart. Oh no. Okay. Why'd you move it all to the we'll have to talk later. Call me after this is over because I want to know more about that. That is a big job. I would never want to move my dream box again once I built it. That's crazy. So I'm so sorry you did that. And I would like to know more about that. Yeah. Well, you could have left your dream box upstairs, but anyway, okay. So yeah, tonight we're going to be making some really fun holiday candles. I'm going to teach you, where's my screen? Here it is. I'm going to teach you how to do this and get it into the candle. Here's one with foil in it. The colors aren't great, but you can see that it's foiled. So lots of ideas there. We probably have done this before maybe, but it's just really fun to do. And we also have a frame. So if you want to put a pretty picture and customize it, make it personal. And you could also make cards with the same patterns as the candle or the frame or whatever, and make sort of a coordinated gift and card situation. And it doesn't have to just be for Christmas either. It could be for any time. So, hey, Dawn, how are you? That's okay. We're just getting started. We haven't even really started anything yet. And really, I just wanted us to hang out tonight and make something fun and, just have some fun, get ready for December, which starts Friday. Holy moly. I bought some really nice Christmas serviettes when I was in Frankenmuth. Oh, yay. That'll be amazing. Okay. I can't wait to see what you do. So before we get started with tonight's project, I just want to sort of remind people that Friday is December 1st, and that starts Advent calendar and Carve December. So for anyone, if you're watching the replay or whatever, or if you come later, every year I open Advent calendars. So here's the Crafter's Companion one. And I have a bunch of different ones, and I open the calendars, and we open it together live, and we see what it is, and then we make something with it. And I have several calendars this year. I was just looking at all of them thinking, like, I am so grateful and blessed to have all of these. They were all given to me, and so we're gonna have 5 Advent calendars to open this year, which is kind of crazy. And then also Julie Faye-Fan Balzer does Carve December, which is really amazing. And she has a prompt list, which I'm doing, which I've posted, and I'll refresh and tag it again so it pops back, or maybe I'll feature it at the top of my page so everyone can see it. I'm going to print it. I'll bring it with me every day starting Friday when we start Advent calendar. And I will bring my stamp also to show you my stamp for the day. We'll use it along with everything else. So it's very exciting. Dawn says, are you doing a set time every day? Yes, I am. It'll be 7 p.m. every day. There will be a couple of days, since it's for the whole month of December, that I'll have to change the time because one of the days I have a booster meeting that I have to go to, and another day Henry has like a choir program. But, for the most part, it'll be the same time every day. Okay. And it'll be 7 p.m. So folks that are in Central Time, it's not too early or too late. And so 7 seems to work pretty well. And if you can't join live, you can always watch the replay. So that's fine too. But it's nice when we can all hang out together live and do it together. If you ordered an advent calendar from me, specifically the Art by Marlene calendars, I just received them and mailed them out. So you should be getting them any day. Really, you should be getting them today or tomorrow. So if you don't get it, let me know if you don't get it soon. And Dawn, I know you ordered one, and yours was sent with the Art Journal Adventure Kit. So yeah, you should get it anytime. Okay. Ooh, I'm about to watch a spider get a bug. Are you gonna do it? I'm downstairs. There's a spider here, and there's these well, anyway, I'm not gonna gross you out. Oh, he's flying right toward me. Well, there he goes. It's one of those is it like box elder bug? I just freaked out about a silly bug. I know. It's fine. You all get to see it. Where'd he go? Anyway, it's one of those, they come in the fall, and it's winter now. I mean, there's a lot of snow outside, and some of them are still in the house. They haven't gone away yet. So it just flew right toward me. I don't know if you saw that. That was really funny. Believe it or not, I actually got an email that it had been sent. Oh, well, that's great. That's really weird that sometimes it sends an email and sometimes it doesn't, because I do the same thing every time. Anyway, I'm really happy you got one this time. So hopefully you get it by Wednesday. I'm gonna flip my screen around so we can get started. But also, I just want to show you the advent calendars, because I'm super excited about this. Okay, so we have Crafter's Companion, nice big calendar. The ribbon was open, but of course I haven't opened any, and you know that I never do. Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar, very exciting. Okay, all right. These two were gifted to me from friends and family, which is very sweet. The next 3 were sent to me by the manufacturer, so I'm very excited about this. So the first one, actually, this was a surprise one that when I got it in the mail, but I got the Arteza Kids calendar, and I was like, oh man, what am I going to do with the kids one? But there's so many good things in here. So I'm really excited to see what this is all about. Maybe some of you that have kids or grandkids even, maybe if you see what's in here this year, maybe you want it next year. I don't know, but I'm super excited. So we're going to have the Arteza Kids. We are going to have the Arteza Craft Advent Calendar. Love this. I'm super excited. Love this girl that designed the cover, Lauren Quigley. If you're on Instagram, you should look her up. She's got really fun stuff, like kind of my style. She's really into disco balls, which is not really my thing, but although they're awesome, but she loves pink and all that glitter and all the fun stuff like I do. She's very cool. And then also the Arteza Fine Art Advent Calendar. So there we go. I've got 5. Those are the 5 I'll be using this year. If you've got one different than that, then I hope you will share as we go along so we can see what other companies have done for their crafty advents. So yes. Yeah, I think this kids one, Dawn, is new this year. So I'm really excited to look through it and go through it day by day. Yeah, and it's even got like a coloring sheet on the front of it. There's tons of cool stuff in here. So 24 days. Yeah, so I don't want to tell you, it says like what's in it on the back, but I want us to just be surprised as we go through each day. So I'm trying not to look at it. Okay, so anyway, tonight we're going to just use printed napkins. But what I want to say is, and those of you that hear live, probably have to, I know you've already done this before, and that's okay. But if you're watching replay or join later or whatever, you're watching this and you've never done it before, I just want to tell you, you can use napkins like we're going to use tonight, but you can also use printed tissue paper. So any tissue paper you get, like gift wrap tissue or anything like that, you can use to do the same thing we're about to do. You could even get white tissue paper and stamp on it, or use it on a gel press or gel plate, gel press plate. And get some interesting patterns going, and then use that to do what we're about to do. There's a million ways that you can do this technique. So I just wanted to show you some Christmassy stuff and some ways that you could maybe, this is all about really like making gifts for grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends, family. Maybe you're hosting dinner party and you want to have a little like gift, at at the table where they sit or something, or teachers, whatever, stuff like that. I just like to think of fun little gifts that you can make for the people in your life, just to say thank you. So this is one I made a long time ago. This is actually done with Tim Holtz tissue paper, right? And just melt it into the candle and then add a little poinsettia. I could have even added I think I might even add like a nice ribbon around here just to finish it up. But these are really nice. And then you can make a little gift box for it or buy a gift box. And they're nice. And then also we're going to decorate a frame, because of course frames with pictures in them are always great. And then I have some cardstock. If we have time left over, we can make maybe make a card to match, like a Christmas card or whatever. But again, like I said, you can use these for any kind of holiday, any occasion. So I've got some pretty, ooh, this has foil on it. I didn't realize. So some pretty foiled snowflake paper. I have this Christmas, Merry Christmas. I'm sorry, these are napkins. These are all printed napkins. Merry Christmas napkin with the plaid on it. So which one of these would you prefer me to put on this candle? We'll do it. I'll pick whatever one you want. This one, I thought, this is also a napkin. I thought I would put this on the frame just for fun, because frames sometimes are year round. Although I could use one of these and just do it Christmassy. Whatever one we don't use on here, we could use on here. And then, if you have small kids or grandkids or whatever that get pictures taken with Santa or something like that, you could print that out and have this be a Christmassy frame that only comes out at Christmas time. That would be really lovely. So you guys tell me what you want me to do, and then I'm going to teach you how to do it. And also, if you're here live, say hi, because I would love to chat with you. Even if you join later, it's no biggie. Okay, yeah. So what do we want to do? I was going to do the Merry Christmas on here, but now that I see that there's foil on here, I kind of like this one, but I don't know. Let's see. Mom says I like red for the candle and snowflake for the frame. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it. Then I guess the snowflake one on the frame could stay out all winter too, huh? That's a great idea. So I only need half of this. So before I do anything, I'm just going to cut it down. I gotta pull my shirt down there. There we go. When you're working with napkins, they are generally either 2-ply or 3-ply, and that just means they have either 2 layers of paper or 3 layers of paper, depending on the quality of the napkin. These, I believe, are 2-ply, and that just means that there's 2 layers of paper. So there's one printed layer on top. Oh, Dawn said the same thing. Oh, awesome. You guys are in sync a lot. You both have great minds. Thank you for your suggestions. So can you see here, there are 2 layers to this napkin, and we're going to carefully just pull them apart. Just be careful, take your time. They shouldn't rip. They should come apart pretty easily. Okay, so now we have the printed piece and we have a white piece. I keep this because then I'm going to stamp on this or do whatever, all those things I just said. Use it on a gel plate, print, stamp it, whatever you want to do. throw some bubble wrap on here, use it some way, and then you could use it in your art journal. You could use it to do this technique we're about to do here. So many things. So don't throw away your second ply of your napkin. Keep it, okay? So now we have this nice piece here, and we're going to use most of it. So what I want to first do is figure out, since this has like an image that's a focal point and words and not just like a random pattern all around, I want to make sure that this reindeer and the Merry Christmas is going to fit nicely on the side of this candle. So I'm just going to make sure, just wrapping it around. So first of all, it wraps all the way around and goes over a little bit extra, which is great. And the whole, if I fold this over here, you can see that whole thing fits really well on this candle, and that looks great. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to make sure this side is good. It's a little bit not, hold on. It was a little like off center. So let me just make sure it's all lined up. Okay, here we go. All right, that looks good. Okay, I know what I can do. I can do this. Oh, that's definitely not good. Let's fix it real quick. The reason I'm taking time right now to fix this, I want to make sure when I cut it, okay, that was perfect, those lines. So the way I'm making sure is, since this has a nice grid on it from the plaid, these lines match up on the other side. So now I know it's nice and straight all the way across. And then I am going to take scissors and cut around. You could use a craft knife for this, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you have. And it's going to be even cut down a little bit more. I just want a good starting point. Okay. There we go. So now it's cut basically to the bottom edge. Okay. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing up top here. And if you know me at all, you know that I don't throw my scraps away, even these little pieces, because they can be used somewhere else. They can be used to make a card, in a journal, whatever. I mean, if you have teeny tiny little bits, I probably will throw those away, but those bigger pieces, keep them. You never know. Just keep them in a little envelope or something. Okay, so now we have a piece of candle, or a piece of tissue, napkin, that fits nicely on this candle and is cut almost the exact size that we want it to be. All right, so now I'm going to take it out of the candle and I'm going to fold it in half and find that crease, that original crease. And now I'm just going to straighten out these edges. Okay. And they don't have to be perfect. This is going to melt into a candle. So, you know, it's okay if it's not perfectly straight across. I'm just trying to get rid of those jagged edges. Okay. If you want it to be perfectly straight across, you can just throw it in your paper trimmer and trim it that way. And that works great. Just be careful, because this is a napkin, and then now it's a 1-ply napkin, so you don't want to tear it. So I'm just sort of straightening out the line, making it a little bit neater, and getting rid of those like torn edges. Now you might want torn edges, you know, and that's cool too. But for this Christmas one, I just want it to be kind of neat. So there we go. All right. That was the hardest part. Okay. The rest of this is very easy. So what we're going to do, what I like to do, is make sure I'm lined up again. Okay. All right. Looks good. And then I am going to start, I'm going to roll this a little bit. And you need a heat gun, okay? Because all we're going to do, I'm going to talk through this and we can just chat. Maybe you guys can tell me what you're doing tonight. Or ask me questions or just chat about whatever. But what I'm going to do now is heat up the outer layer of this candle. Wax melts, right? So what is going to happen is I'm going to melt the wax on the edge of the candle. and I'm going to press this into it, and then I'm going to heat up on top of this so the wax sort of makes a coating over it, and then it will just become part of the candle. Okay, so if you've never seen this before, it's really fun. It's really cool the first time you learn about it, and then you're going to want to make like 50 candles because it's super fun. Okay, let's go. So this is the longest part. Obviously, you have to let the wax melt. I'm going to put the scissors here so it doesn't roll away on me. And you're going to want a heat gun that heats up pretty hot. Sorry if it's hard to hear me. I would say if you have a Wagner, like any heat gun you use for thermal embossing, like embossing powder, should work for this. Okay? And once it starts to get glossy, then you should be able to start sticking. Hold on. I think it got off track here because it's acting like it wanted to go up. Whoops, I tore it. Shoot. That's okay. Oh, I still have space. That's fine. Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. Let me just keep going because I thought it looked like it was going to be crooked. So that's why I was taking it off, but it's fine. So let me put this back here. I'm just putting those scissors there so this doesn't roll. And you really just want to do one little section at a time. So it's not hard. I just thought it wasn't lined up properly, and it was. So you get it wet, or you melt it, I guess. You melt the wax. And then you just start rolling it on. And you can see wax is already on my hand. It comes through the candle, okay? And that's what you want to happen. You want it to come through the candle so it puts a protective barrier around the candle. And it's not really hot, but look at that wax that's peeling off my hand. Oh, let's see. I've never seen this way, only seen it with Mod Podge. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the only way I've ever done it. So, well, that's exciting. I'm excited when people get to learn something new. So I'm going to just keep going around here. I'm going to put this on the other side because I got to work on this side now. But really all I'm doing, since it's kind of hard to see, I'm making sure that you can tell when it's ready when this candle gets glossy. Okay, that means the wax is melting. And then when the wax is melting, you just want to gently rub the napkin over it. Okay, and then once it's over it, then you're going to heat the outside, and that wax is going to come through the napkin, and then it's going to put a wax barrier or coating around the outside of the napkin, so then it protects it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Ask me any questions you might have though as I'm doing this. Okay, all right, let me keep going here. I just thought of something else while I'm doing this. You also want to make sure when you're doing this that you don't heat the candle too long, because if you do it for a really long time, then the candle can start to like it might have a little dip in an area, like if the wax melted too much in one spot. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so you just want to, it's really not hard, but you just want to watch it and just do one little section at a time, kind of like I'm doing here. All right, and then do the next section. it'll start to get glossy. I like to keep going just a little bit, let it be glossy. When it looks like the wax is starting to drip a little, then you're gonna come and roll this on, okay? And keep going, keep going. All right, we're getting there. I'm gonna flip this way so I can kind of roll and press at the same time. Okay. Oh, my lines line up. Yay. I'm so excited. That can be a tricky step. All right. So now you don't want to burn yourself for sure. Be careful. All right. You know your limits with heat and stuff. My hands are very okay with heat. I worked in a kitchen for a long time, and so I don't know, I can touch hot stuff, but it's not super hot. It's just like, you know, warm candle wax. But I've got a wrinkle here. So I want to work that wrinkle out. So I'm going to put that down and just sort of flatten it out. It's still there a little bit. There we go. There we go. Just take it easy. Don't press too hard. Just kind of rub it until you're happy with it. And then what I do, so hold on, sorry. I don't like to yell. I do still need to go back around this whole thing. And so this part like hasn't been fused at all. So let me show you the difference. So can you see here how it's shiny? That means that wax is already starting to build a coating on top. I need to do it some more, but it's getting pretty good. This one is flat. Can you see how that's flat? This is just napkin on here. I could scratch this and take that napkin right off. It's not permanently in the candle yet. So I'm just going to keep working my way around, keep rubbing, keep flattening, making sure it's nice and even. And then once I've done that, then I work on the bottom and make sure this bottom part is sealed. And all I'm doing the whole time for any of this is just melting the wax and rubbing it. Okay. I'm on the top and the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do the next couple minutes here. But, oh, let me see. Oh, we have a new friend, art by Una. Do you say Una? From Australia. That's so awesome. How are you? You say, would using a double-sided sticky paper work for this too? You know, I've never done that before. I would say if you're still going to melt it, I would be a little apprehensive to do that, only because have you ever tried to stick dry adhesive to wax? It doesn't really want to stick very well. That would be my only concern there. And when you burn it, well, whether you're going to burn it or not, I don't think it will stick. But yeah, but this technique is super simple, really, really simple. And when we do the frame here, I'm going to show you a different technique. These are just different ways to use printed napkins to make different things. But I really love this candle technique because it really infuses the paper into the candle. So I'm not sure that sticky paper would work, but that's a great question. Thanks so much for asking. Dawn says, I like this idea better than Mod Podge. Oh yeah, definitely. This is a really nice, easy way. And all you need is the candle, a heat gun, and a napkin, right? It's super simple and doesn't cost anything. Yeah, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to keep going and just, you can watch me ask more questions. If you have questions, I love answering questions for you. I'm just going to rub, make sure the wax is coming through. All right. You know, another thing, I forgot to tell you this part, but I have, hold on. I'm just going to get this whole thing so I can show you. I've got deli paper here. I use this for lots of stuff, but I use it a lot for my gel plate. But one thing I forgot that I really like to do actually is I'll show you right now. And it's a really great way to keep it nice and straight and flat and glossy and like nice and rounded. So one second. I missed the start of the candle. I hear you are using a napkin. I'm also assuming fabric would work. Yes, you definitely could use fabric. That is a great idea. Yes, we used a napkin, and what we did was we used a 2-ply napkin. So it's the other half of this one. And the first thing that we did that is really important is you want to make sure that you separate the plies. So whether it's a 2-ply or 3-ply, that just means it has either 2 layers or 3 layers of paper together for the napkin. And I just want to show you this really quick. If you're going to try this, because if you do this and you don't pull these apart first, you're just going to stick that bottom layer to your candle. It's not going to work as well. So you just want to separate your napkin. Okay. So you're only using the printed version, or you could use the white version and print on it and then, you know, have even more customized. So yes, you could use fabric. But that's how we're doing it with the printed napkin. So great question. I love all these questions. Dawn, you have to make one of your beautiful stitch projects a candle. Definitely. Yes, definitely. So what I'm going to do here, I'll tell you, and then I'm going to do it. Turn that heat gun back on. It's kind of loud. This is deli paper. Okay. So it's got like a wax, sort of a wax coating. You could also do this with wax paper if you wanted, but deli paper is great. It's really great stuff. And what I'm going to do is roll this, and then when you feel like you're done, we're going to just use this to sort of like tightly press it and roll it and make sure we have a nice even finish, you know, in case you get like any little wrinkles or dimples or anything like that. This is a really great way to finish. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going, but I just wanted to tell you about this too. Batik fabric would be amazing. Definitely amazing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So now at this point, I'm just going to leave it where it is. And I'm just going to kind of go around the edge and make sure that I've gotten everywhere. And I'm focusing on the bottom and the middle, sort of. I'm not worried too much about the top at this moment. I just want to make sure that all the wax has been melted around. And that I'm ready to do this. So I'm going to do this, and we can always do this a couple times. Yeah. But I just want to make sure that it's nice and flat and melted everywhere. So I'm just kind of I tightly wrapped it around and I'm rolling it. I don't see deli paper here in Oz, but I've never really looked for it. But can you stamp on it? Ooh, well, that's a good question. Depends on what ink you're using. Let's really quick, since I have some right here. I've got StazOn ink. I'm just going to tear off a little corner because I don't want to get it on my candle. Let's see. StazOn should work, but I don't think I've ever tried it. So I want to try it with you right now for fun. Uh-oh. Is this... Oh, this is my 20-year-old ink pad that I should throw away. Hold up. Let's try one that's newer. There, this should work. Okay, there we go. So because I'm testing it, because it has like a kind of a wax coating. So I'm not sure if ink works on it. You see that it beat it up a little bit. But we're going to see if it dries. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hard to see. Hold on. There we go. You can see it beat it up there. So I don't know if it's going to dry, but StazOn. If any ink will work, it would be StazOn. So let's just let that sit for a minute while we work on the candle and we'll see. Okay. That's a great question. Okay. So we're looking pretty good. Let me just take a quick look around here. I got some extra wax there. Okay, so it looks good. I see wax on the outside of all the way around my candle, but my top is still not great. You see how it's a little fringy and not totally done? Okay. I see that people use it in crafting, so I might have to give it a try. Yeah, are you talking about the StazOn? Yeah, StazOn is great ink if you've never used it. So what kind of art do you do? I would love to know more about what you're up to. I'll have to go check you out maybe on, are you on Instagram or, oh, I see you're on YouTube. Maybe you have a YouTube channel. I'll have to check you out later, but let us know what kind of art you do. While you do that, I'm going to focus on the top of this candle. Okay. So now everything I did to the bottom here, I'm just going to repeat it. And this top part is going to sort of like melt and blend into that and roll onto the top of that, of this candle. And then we'll be done with this one. Okay. And then we'll do the frame. And I think that's all we're going to have time for. But this was really fun. And I'm glad you guys got to learn something new. Yay. So just working on the top. And I'll do a little section. Now, I like to roll it with my finger, but if you're too worried about the heat, don't worry about it. Just you can use your deli paper, or you can put a glove on or something like that. No problem. You just do what's comfortable for you, okay? But my goal here is just to roll the top of this paper onto this candle. So let me show you how you could do that. If you don't want to use your finger, you can use your wax paper or your deli paper as a protective barrier like this, okay? And that works just as fine, just as fine. All right, almost done here. Okay, we'll use this again just to show you. And I'm just kind of like rolling sideways and massaging a little bit as I go. Here we go. I think that's it. Okay, I'm gonna make sure my wick is up top here, and the top got a little bit wrinkled. So what I'm gonna do now, oh yay, okay, you do paper crafting, watercolors, pastels, sewing, crochet. It sounds like me. I do a little bit of everything too. I'm so excited to meet you. Not much I haven't tried, but I really love art journaling. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Yes. I am an art journaler as well. I have an art journaling membership and a mixed media membership. And this is what we do here. So that's really exciting. Do you pronounce it Una, like you with UNA, YOUNA, like that? Or do you pronounce your name a different way? I would love to know. And if you're interested, you said you missed the beginning. Starting Friday, December 1st, I will be live every day. I'll be live every day in December for Advent calendar. So we'll make an art project every single day in December. So you should join us. Una, oh, that's wonderful. It's so lovely to meet you. You've been a subscriber of mine for ages. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you. All right. So really quick, let's finish our candle. There's a little bit of wrinkle on top, and I just, let's see if I can show you. You can sort of see. Oh, there, you can kind of see. Do you see that? I just want it to look a little bit neater. Okay. So I'm just going to go around the edges. And really, you just have to do this until it's glossy. Like, oops, sorry, that shakes a little bit sometimes. And then you'll be all right. And then I'm just rubbing it. You could even leave this over the top. And here we go. Oh yeah. Okay. So tell me, what time is it right now where you are? Because I always forget about the time change. You guys are tomorrow already. So that kind of blows my mind. But what time is it where you are now, you know? Okay, this looks a lot better. I'm just going to lift this wick back up, and there we go. We have a candle. So at this point, you could, like I said, like we made this one. I made this one before. You know, you could add a ribbon around it if you wanted. You could poke a flower in the side of it. You could add some glitter around this, right? I mean, if you had some, like, wouldn't it be pretty, like, around the top edge with some like chunky glass glitter or something? It'd be so pretty. So lots of things you can do with the candle. Super fun, really easy way to make something amazing. Thanks, Dawn. Let's see, you're in the southeast of Australia, right down the bottom near the coast. It's 11:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. Okay, 11:30. So if you don't work at 11:30 normally, I will be live all month at this very time. So if you're available, any days you're available, you can come hang out with us live, or you can always watch the replay and let us know what you think. Yeah, but it's so lovely to meet you. Really great. We have friends we met. Yes, that's right. Peninsula Crafts. That's right. Yes, Carol's here. Hey, Carol. Well, we just made this candle. So if you haven't done this before, you're going to want to go back and watch it. We just used printed napkins right here. And we cut it up, and we just used a heat gun and the wax from the candle to sort of melt it into this top layer to create a fun Christmas candle. Okay. And then here's another sample I have. This was done with printed tissue paper. You can do it the same exact way. You could even do this with your printed rice paper that you get maybe from Joggles or from wherever. So it would work with any of those thinner kind of papers like this, but this is tissue. This is a napkin. They work great. Okay. And so go back and rewatch it if you want to see. This one I foiled. Do you see the foil? You could foil on tissue. Okay. And then put it into a candle and have a foiled candle. How cool would that be? So many ideas there. Okay. Let's real quick do this frame so I can show you another way to use your printed napkins, and then we'll be done for tonight. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. I love you guys. 5 hours west. Okay. So Una, do you know Jane Davenport? There's only foil in this one section. That's okay. We'll still use it. She is in, don't tell me. I know where she is. I love her. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank right now. Renee's here. I know where she is. Never mind. Just never mind. I just wondered where she was from you. But I know where she is, and I can't think of it right now. Okay. We're going to use... so look at... You guys wanted to use... I know she's in Australia, but I can't remember. She's Byron Bay. She's in Byron Bay. That's it. Yeah, I just wondered how far Byron Bay was from where you are. I'm just learning about, all the areas of Australia. So look, there's some foil on here, but not much. So wait, maybe what I'm going to do is tear this in half and then use it in just like special places, since I was hoping it would be on the whole thing, or at least the whole front. You have some of her products. Yes, she is lovely. Renee's here. I'm so excited. Hi, Renee. We just made some candles using printed napkins. So you can go back and watch the replay if you want to make one of those. Does this have a 2-ply, or did I already take it apart? It feels like this is a 1-ply. Is that even possible? I don't know. Let's see real quick here. It feels really thin already, but it has to have 2-ply, doesn't it? Maybe not. I'm telling you guys, this feels really thin to me. I think this is already, let's see. Let me just do a little test here. Huh. Yep, I think this is just 1-ply, so that's really interesting. Bloody far away, way north of me. Okay, so she's in the north and you're in the south. Okay, I'm going to look at a map when we're done here so I can see where you are, because I love meeting new friends and seeing where they're from. So this is just a really pretty, really nice, delicate napkin snowflakes on it. So one thing you could do is paint on this frame if you wanted maybe like a baby blue background, or maybe you want like a watercolored background that has like white and blue and different like shades of blue. That would be really cool if you're going to do that, or if you wanted to spray on here or something. Like, you could do all of those things. I would definitely put white gesso on here. Okay, if you're looking on a map, I'm near Orbust, which I probably said incorrectly. Thank you. I am going to look it up as soon as we're done. It's so great to meet you. So, so I think what I'm going to do is put this on like 2/3. This just the gray and the plain napkin. And then this one that has the gold. Let's see what I can do with this. Should I go this way? I think I'll be able to go this way and get it on both, like down the whole strip here. So then we'll have like gold foil on one side and just regular snowflakes on this side. See, look at, won't that be pretty? I think so. Okay, let's do it. So for this one, like I said, you could put color on it first and then put your napkin on it, or you can put your napkin on it and then later you're like, ooh, I want to add some color. So then you just put some clear gesso over top and then you do whatever you want on top of it, and it's fine. You can work below it or above it depending on what, you know, what look you're going for or when you think of it. Sometimes I don't think of it right away. So, you know, it's all good. Okay, so let's see. I need a paper towel. This one is crusty. Let's get a new one. Okay, so I'm just doing this for ease of cleanup. You don't really need a paper towel. And we're going to use Mod Podge Ultra. This is probably my favorite product to use with printed napkins or printed tissue or anything like that when you're going to work on a hard surface like this, like wood or even paper or, you know, whatever, even like a decoupage 3D thing. I wouldn't actually use it on a candle. Like, we just did a different technique for the candle, and that's my favorite way, and really the only way I would do this on a candle, just because of what we already talked about, the way that it seals it and all of that. But this works great on all the other surfaces. Okay, let me just get a quick drink of water. Okay, this one is glossy. Honestly, I have the gloss and the matte, and normally I'm like matte all the time. I don't want glossy, but I don't really notice the difference, if I'm being totally honest. So I don't know. I don't think it matters. Okay, this is just a plain wooden frame. Got it from like craft store, dollar store, wherever. This is so easy. It's going to be over in like 2 minutes. So hang with me. Oh no. This is the one that's okay. I have to tell you something about Mod Podge Ultra. This bottle I've had for 3 or 4 years, as long as it's been out. And I have a few bottles, so you know, they get used at different times in different areas. And I will say that this is the only bottle that has clogged in the nozzle, and that's because I didn't take care of it properly. If you take care of it properly, which is really easy to do, your nozzle won't clog. But once it clogs, it's done forever. Like, there's no soaking it in hot water. I've tried all the things and nothing works. But because it's glue, right? So, but the trick is to keep it from happening. So I'm going to save you now. As soon as you're done spraying, so let's say this works and I sprayed, spray. Then you take some sort of paper towel or something, and where this little, oh wait, what's happening? Why am I sideways? Hold on, something happened. I just realized that what's going on? Okay. Sorry guys, hold on. There we go. That's better. Someone must have tried to call me or text me or something. Sorry about that. That was weird. Okay, anyway, back to this. Yeah, if this gets clogged up, you're done. Okay, you can get a new nozzle, but whatever. this is the part that you need to clean. So as soon as you're done spraying, even if you're like, oh, I'm going to use it in 5 minutes, I don't care. Just clean it right away. Trust me. Learn from my mistakes. Okay? Just wipe that little tiny nozzle opening and then put the lid on, and you'll be good forever. I promise. You'll be good forever. If you don't do that, then you'll have to do it the way I'm about to do it right now, which is also fine, but it's not ideal. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a paintbrush and we're going to stick it in and swish this around because it's probably been a minute since I used it. Yes, go check your bottles. Well, honestly, if it's been a minute since you used it and you didn't clean it, then you might be in trouble. I'm just giving you fair warning because, you know, it's just a bummer when the nozzle stops working. So, but it still works. The glue still works. I just have to go in with a paintbrush instead of spraying it through the nozzle. And that's fine too. Here we go. So I'm just putting just a decent amount. You just want to cover it. You don't need a ton. And then I'm going to do this in sections. So let's do this side first. Okay, and I sure hope that this is a 1-ply. I really did try to find the second layer, but I just couldn't. So, whoops. Okay, so now this is sort of down here. I'm pressing. Now I'm going to take more Mod Podge Ultra and just brush it over the top. You could even just kind of like pat it like I'm doing here because, you know, this is really delicate and fine. And if you do a lot of brushing, or especially if you're kind of pressing a little hard, it could tear your napkin as well. So you want to be super soft, super delicate, or just kind of pat it. Okay. And that will work just fine. And just take your time and move around. Okay, let's see. Can we dip nozzle in water? Like, no. I mean, you can try. I tried boiling water with soap and I let it sit for like overnight. You know, I've tried so many things and it just doesn't work because it's glue. You know what I mean? The Dina stuff, that works. That works. But I haven't got it to work. If you try it and it works for you, tell me your secret. Tell me your trick. Okay. Definitely. I mean, give it a try. Give it a shot. It's not going to hurt anything, but I have not had success, Dawn, just so you know. Let's see. Una says, I've been using good glues and fine nozzle bottles for ages, and now they're starting to clog. Ah, that's a bummer. Yeah. It's so frustrating, isn't it? Man, it's a real bummer. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. Let's get no debris. Get your debris off of your frame. Yeah, and these are nice too because you could, like, these frames are super inexpensive, so you could buy several of them and maybe you go get family Christmas portraits or something, or you do them at home or whatever, or, you know, school pictures for relatives that, you know, don't get to see them very often or whatever, or even if they do see them often. It's just really nice to have a customized frame. And this little gold trim on here is super cute. I'm excited about this. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just sort of patting. Notice I'm not like moving too much or pressing or stretching because it will tear. Depends if the glue is water-based. Usually the nozzles will clean with water. Yeah, let's see. I think this is water-based, but well, I don't know actually. Hold on. It doesn't say. All I know is that I couldn't clean the nozzle. But if you figure it out, I would be so excited. I'm good with being wrong. I'm totally good with being wrong. Okay, so I'm patting, being real careful because this is really wet now. Really wet. Okay, almost there. I think this would look really nice with just a really light blue, well, not a light blue, but like a light layer of different shades of blue, or aqua, watercolor paint, or even some gouache maybe, if you want it to be more opaque, over the top of this after. I think that would be so pretty. Some water-based glues dry solid. Yeah, Yeah, it really does make a difference. I like getting the frames for some of my artwork. Yeah, yeah. Actually, when I got this frame out to use for this project, I had a vision for an art project using one of these frames and like gluing it down to the canvas to create some dimension and make a focal point for something. And I just had an idea, so I think I'll be trying that out. So that's a great idea, Robin. Okay, I'm gonna dry this now because I want to hurry. So. And of course, if you don't have the spray ultra and you just use regular Mod Podge, that works fine too. You could also use matte medium. Uh, there are other things you could use for this. This is just my favorite choice. Shoot, I made it come up here. Hold on. Yeah, I shouldn't touch it. I don't know why I touched it. What did I want to say? Oh, it also is really fun when you're using get back down there. When you're doing this technique, if you first put some texture down and then put this over it and then use your paintbrush to sort of pounce in between the cracks, and then the printed tissue goes down the cracks of the texture, and that looks really cool too. So have your craft item prices increased there? Yes. Everything is increased. Crafts, art supplies, groceries, like everything is more expensive. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's getting there. It takes a while. Yeah. Some craft products are 4 times what they used to be. Let me think about that. I don't know if they're that much more, 4 times, but I know that everything has increased. I was just getting groceries the other day, and I know this is not a craft product, but like a box of crackers and some protein bars for my child was like almost $20. Like, it's just kind of crazy. So yeah, everything is more money, and it's been pretty tough. So I feel your pain for sure. I don't know about 4 times as much for craft supplies though. Who else has experienced that? Okay, let's see. I'm this still a tiny bit wet, but I want to just finish. So I'm just trimming. A really good way to trim these too is with a craft knife, if you have one handy, if you're comfortable with that. Or you can, once it's fully dry, and if you're going to do the next thing I'm telling you, make sure it is like dried overnight, fully dry, okay? Or else you're going to tear it. But you could take a little piece of let's see if I have any in here. Yeah, a little piece of sandpaper and sand the edges, and that gets you a really good at finish on the edge. And I will do that probably tomorrow before I would finish this and like make it to give to someone or add to a project. But this is at least going to get the excess for now away from the edges so that I can keep working with it. Okay. But that's what I would do is sand the edges. All right. That's the best way to do it. Let's see. I think the import craft products are way more. Oh yeah, probably just to get it there. And I don't know what your tax situation is there, but yeah, that might be an issue. It is a bummer. It is such a bummer. You know, we're more connected now than we've ever been with social media and all of that, and being able to interact and get to know people in other countries and halfway across the world. But they just haven't. They haven't figured out how to make you know, the travel or the of humans or supplies more affordable. Sorry, I'm trying to find a craft knife. I know I have one around here. Hold on. So that is really, really unfortunate. Ooh, I think this is one. Yay. Okay. Ouch. Yeah. Okay, here we go. On the inside, this is dried a little bit, enough to be able to have it be stiff enough to get a decent cut on the inside here. But again, after this is fully dry for like a whole day, I will come back and clean up the edges with sandpaper, just some fine grit sandpaper. It really is a nice way to finish. And then you could even like do some inking or painting over top of this, like I was saying before. Come on. Oh, this part's a little bit wet, and now I'm using this and it's pulling away from that a little bit. It's no big deal. You know, I'm glad stuff like this happens sometimes, just so we can talk through how to fix it. Because if you're doing it and you get frustrated and you're like, it's not working. So let me just show you. Let me put this away so I don't cut myself. Here we go. So I'm just cutting away this middle here. And oh yeah, emery board works too. Yeah, definitely. Thanks. That's a good suggestion. So I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can. See, it's pulling away there because I didn't wait long enough for it to dry, because you know I'm impatient and I'm trying to do this with you here and not take all night, right? So I'm just gonna come back. Where's my paintbrush? Here it is. And you can always just go back in and do it again. It's not really going to hurt anything. Even if it tears a little bit, it doesn't really matter, because there's little wrinkles and stuff in here, but that's part of the charm of this whole thing too, I think. So it lifted a little. It's no big deal. I'm just going to pounce. I'm not going to rub or stroke it across like that. I'm just pouncing to get it to stick, making sure. And I'm just going to go back over this whole edge just to make sure I didn't get any other spot, you know, coming up at all. So overall, we're good. Okay, let me stick that back in the water and get this lid on so I don't spill it. Emery board. Yeah, that was a great suggestion. Okay, so there we go. So now once this is totally dry and I clean up the edges, then, you know, you could take some spray. I mean, maybe if you want pink, I think pink and blue on here would be so darling. You could spray on this. If you're going to do any art spray or anything other than acrylic paint, even watercolor, I would say put some clear gesso on this. So dry this, clean up the edges with your emery board or your sandpaper, and then put clear gesso over the top of it. And then you can come back with art spray or watercolor paint or whatever you want to put on top, if you want to put something on top. But it's also really just kind of pretty like this, you know, if you have a cute little kid picture in the middle of this. Adorable. Yay, thank you guys. Okay, so this is what we made tonight. Again, these could be matching if you want to give this as a set, a gift set, and then you could make a little card. Like, so we have this left. You could make 2 Christmas cards out of this, right? One from each side. You just use your Mod Podge or whatever glue, gel medium, whatever, and stick this onto white cardstock, and now it can be the front of a card. Add a poinsettia flower or something and some ribbon or whatever, and you're good to go. Okay, so let me just switch back around so I can say good night to everybody, give you a recap, because the end of this week starts some crazy cool stuff. I'm going to show you guys really quick one more time. I have 5 advent calendars, and just so you know, I'll be going live starting December 1st, which is Friday. I'll be going live every day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern time. Is it standard time? I think it is standard time right now. There are a couple of days in December where I have to change the time a little bit and go live a little bit earlier because my son has like holiday concerts and things like that. Otherwise, it will be 7 o'clock every day. And there will be an event posted on YouTube and Facebook for each day so that you can just say notify me so you don't miss it. You can also, anyway, you can join there. So, here I am. So we have 5 advent calendars. So we'll be opening all 5 every single day together. And if you haven't done this with me before, this is my 5th or 6th year doing this. I'm so excited. Arteza actually sent me 3 of their calendars to sponsor. And so I'm very excited. So thank you, Arteza. If you haven't ordered a calendar yet and you want to, I think my affiliate link is on Cassie's Parlor Facebook page. I can put one on YouTube as well. But we are going to have 3 Arteza calendars. So we've got the Fine Art 24-day. They also have a 12-day for 2 of them. So if you just want a smaller one too, that you could do that. They sent me this as a surprise. I'm so excited to do this one. We've got they have Arteza Kids. So we're going to do the kids one, which there's some really fun, cool stuff in there that I was not expecting. And then we have the Arteza Craft advent calendar. So those are just from Arteza. Then we also have, hold on. Then we also have the Spellbinders. Sorry, I thought there was a spider on me. We also have the Spellbinders advent calendar. And the, I don't even have room for all of them. And the Crafter's Companion. So 5 advent calendars starting Friday. We also will be doing the Carved December, which is hosted by Julie Fay-Fan Balzer. She's been doing it for over a decade, I think. And she gives us the prompt list, which is posted on my Facebook page as well. Again, and I can share it to YouTube for those of you only on YouTube. And starting Friday, when we open the advent calendars, I will also show you my carved stamp for that day. We'll use it in the project as well. And if you're going to follow along with the advent or the carvings and you want to share it, please share it. Join Cassie's Collective on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you can go to my website and join the Cassie's Parlor, or I think it's still called His Parlor. Anyway, Cassandra Louise group over there. Anyway, there's lots of ways to share. I would love to see all of your makes during December. It's going to be a really busy month. I'm so excited. Let me just check for comments before we close. Yes, calendars and carving. Yes, Dawn. I'm so excited to see everyone's carvings. They're going to be so fun. Eunice says, I've got a Paper Crafters Advent box to start opening on the first 2. Oh, yay, that's great. What company is it from? Tell us where it's from. Yes, I am going to be busy. We're all going to be busy together, hopefully. You're going to have to do the live on the dining room table. I know, right? Yes. Thank you so much. I look forward to watching more. Oh, it was really lovely to meet you, Una. Thanks everyone else for joining me and for hanging out. I can't wait for Friday. It's going to be amazing. I just wanted to also say really quick, if you were not sure, or if you weren't sure about the Mixed Media Academy, or like you weren't sure before, it's actually still open because November's been crazy, and there's been other family things going on, so that sort of didn't go the way I planned as far as like opening and closing the cart. So I just kind of left it open for people, and some people had questions about it. So if you still want to join the Mixed Media Academy, which starts January 1st, you are able to do that this week. We have monthly, 6-month, and 12-month options, and you get a kit sent to your house, and you get me on Zoom twice a month, which is going to be amazing. Everything's pre-recorded, so if you can't join live for the Zoom calls, then you can just watch the recordings, and there'll be a class portal and all that stuff, all the good stuff. So if you have questions about that, you want to talk about it, or if you want to sign up, you can still do that this week. I'm very excited for that to start, but I will have to close it after this week so I can order supplies and get everything ready to ship to people. So that's open. And then next week we'll be talking about, Art Advent. Sorry. I have Advent on the mind, apparently. The Art Journal Adventure for 2024. It's going to change a little bit, but I've been talking to some current members and just getting some feedback on what you guys really want. And of course, I want to give you what you want. And I'm really excited about this too. So, you can sign up for that starting next week. So much going on. I'll keep reminding you. I love you all so very much, and I'm really grateful for every single one of you. I can't wait for Friday. So, okay, take a break, get your advent calendars ready, don't peek, and I'll see you Friday at 7 p.m. for the first day of Art Advent December 2023. Oh my goodness. Bye, everybody.